A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. So in the latest channeling that came to me, it had to do a lot with dealing with infidelity. And it is quite a surprise that I checked my phone in the morning and there was a message, actually a comment which says how to forgive a DM when he's continuously sleeping around. So I have decided to club the channeling and the guidance. It was a guidance for those people who are dealing with partners who are cheating, and these people are experiencing the ascension journey, the Kundalini rising basically. So ascension in Hindi is called Kundalini. Kundalini is a Sanskrit shabd, Sanskrit word, and again, like most metaphysical knowledge, it comes from the Indian subcontinent too. This is a process of ascension that takes place within a person, and as we all know, what's within is outside. Whatever is inside of us, we see it happening outside. And it is a very bitter pill to swallow for a long time that actually you are the creator of your own reality. So if you are experiencing a DM, and for some a DF, who's sleeping around continuously with other people, what should you do? Okay, what should you do? So you need to understand it from certain perspectives. Like the best way to get success in the ascension journey is to change your perspective, is to change your angle, and then know what your priority is. Because this is a very specific question, like how to deal with it. So I'm going to put out another question, like you can only ask this question if you want to continue being with this type of a person, okay? If you want to be with a person who's continuously sleeping around, if you continue with such a relationship, first of all, this type of a relationship, such a toxic relationship, it's going to be very difficult to deal with any which way. Because who wants to be with someone who's cheating or sleeping around? Now, sleeping around has to be understood like in two ways. Is this person secretly doing this and he or she is getting caught again and again? Or have they openly declared that, I would be doing this, I would be sleeping around. It's an open relationship. So you are free to do whatever you want and I'm free to do whatever I want. But I love you too and I want to be with you also. So we'll be together. If that is the setup, then I think, again, the work that this person has to go through or do is basically to accept it, and also be in other open relationships, which are obviously sexually open to others while you're committed to one. I mean, I'm an orthodox person, so I don't know how they work it out with this, like seriously. But in any way, if you want to be with someone who's already committed to another person, the angle of secrecy, the nature of the relationship, is it clandestine or not, that will be the actual context over here. And I'm assuming, as I said, that if it's not secretive, if it's open, then you just have to accept it if you want to go ahead with this person. But the main point is, if you want to go ahead with this person, if you want to, go for it. Second thing is, if it's not a secret, it's painful, obviously, because you're like constantly finding out about it, again and again. And every time a person gets caught, they say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I don't want to do this. It just happened. We had a fight. There's always an excuse behind it. Like, this is the reason why I did it. If you think that the reason is justifiable, in some cases, even I feel the reasons can be justifiable. For example, if a woman has told a man or a man has told a woman, like for 6 months, let's not do anything. Let's just see where this goes. Let's just be best friends, and then deal with the whole situation. If that is the case, like somebody says that let's take 6 months off, and in those 6 months, you're not committed, you're not technically with each other, but the other person has sort of given you a chance to show some kind of changes. And I think when people give chances like this, they don't realize that they're actually letting the person go wild even more. Because earlier the person was committed to you publicly or socially, still this person was cheating on you. Now you've given them an open ticket to cheat on you, okay? And they can hide it also, and they don't have to clarify, they don't have to justify. So cheating itself is a problem, because cheating involves lying, cheating involves cooking up stories, cheating involves making excuses. And being around cheaters and liars is not a good energy, you know. There are some people who lie because, now I'm going to separate lying from cheating, because they don't have confidence on themselves. There are two types of liars. One is the intentional liar who likes to lie because they keep doing mistakes or they keep doing things which are not good. So they want to hide it and they lie. The others are really like people who have very low confidence. Sometimes it can be seen as overconfidence in places where they can exert pressure and control. But they are going to lie because, again, they are scared to speak the truth. They think that if they are going to speak the truth, they will get reprimanded. So best thing to do is to lie. Okay? Such people are also not like very pleasant to be around, because you can never trust them unless you're literally standing on their head and getting things done from them. Or you need to devise another way to deal with them, is not get affected that much by whatever they do, but at the same time let them know that you know that they are a liar and they cannot be trusted fully, you know. So there are many reasons why some people lie. Some people are psychologically sick, you know, like there are kleptomaniacs. Similarly, there are people who just lie. Even when it's not required, sometimes you ask them a simple question, they will not give the correct answer. But if you're like smarter than them and you just look at them like, really, this is it? And they would be like, no. Okay, I'm sorry, I lied. And then they'll tell you that they lied, and that will make it even more annoying. So this is what some cheaters also do. There are different types of cheaters, you know. One cheater is really stupid person. He or she don't know, you know, like they're in a situation and they could be people pleaser also. Somebody says something, somebody offers them something, and they just go ahead with it without thinking about the aftermath or repercussions. They just know one thing, that I'm in a situation, and if I'm in a situation, somebody else is also responsible for me being alone with someone in a situation where something can happen. Okay, so I'm in no way supporting or defending this. Why I'm giving you all of these reasons is so that you know what you're into right now. Then there are cheaters who just have a sex addiction. They are addicted and they feel that, you know, this is a good way. They don't see it like a problem, you know. They see it more like an opportunity. And they see it more like, you know what, I'm getting this opportunity. I should take it. It's a good opportunity. What happens to them after it's over, they don't care about it, because usually people like this, they don't want to get into commitment or relationships with those type of people, you know. They just want to meet them, get high, get drunk, do the thing, do the needful, and then leave. But they definitely see it as an opportunity. And if you actually talk to them, like I have spoken to a lot of people, there was one very strange time actually in my life when I was like very deeply trying to understand like why men and women, they like con each other. Like when, you know, they say things like I love you or I want a future with you, but actually they don't need any of that. They just want to get into someone's pants and that's it. Once they're done with it, they'll just walk away, they'll just leave, they'll make some story and they'll totally forget about all the things they said beforehand, you know. And I met a lot of people who are like that, and some of them, I used to talk to them quite a lot. So I happened to ask them these questions, you know, like, you know, they would pretend that, you know, I get a lot of options, I have lots of opportunities and this and that. But they would constantly be, you know, on these dating apps and trying to convince someone. So it looked more like an convincing parade than really an opportunity. So before they get it with someone, they will tell a lot of fairy tales, lot of stories, lot of compliments sometimes. The compliments would also be there, like, oh, you're the most beautiful person, oh, you're the most handsome man I've ever met, you're such a wonderful person, really, like, it's so nice to just be around you, and blah, blah, blah. And this also means that men also get fooled by this. Men also get conned by a lot of women, okay, who just want to use them. Like, there was one more person who once asked me actually, I hope you're not married. And he was hitting on me without even realizing that I'm not interested in him at all. But the moment he said this line, I hope you're not married, it just made me like turn around and ask him more questions. I said, why did you ask that? Do I look married to you? He's like, no, because you know what? These married women can't really believe them. I said, really? Yeah, because they already have a husband and they just want to have a good time with someone. So they just fool a person to believe that they're not married and they're available and they're single. And then they'll just use you, and then after a while they'll tell you that, hey, you know what, there's something I need to tell you, and I didn't tell you because, I really liked you and I didn't want to lose you, and blah, blah, blah. So for some seconds I found it funny because this was a man telling me this story. And I realized that back in those days when I was actually studying this whole, reason that, or excuse, or an opportunity, or whatever, how people see it, I was really studying this behavior. Like, some people say it very proudly that, I've cheated like many times, or I have many opportunities, or I have slept with like so many people. They can actually give you a number. And trust me, it's not just men. Even women have told me these things, like some really crazy things. And I was like, wow, I thought only men do this. So I think this type of perspective or angle is added when you're in the merge energies. So one person also told me, when I asked this person that, don't you think it's wrong to just go around like sleeping with people? And he said, how is it wrong? That's an art actually. That's quite a talent. I was like, what is a talent? Getting people to sleep with you, that's a talent. If you can convince someone to sleep with you, and or you can just, make them, seduced enough, and then just do the needful, and that's it. It's a big talent. And so these statements started coming from both men and women, okay? Which made me come to a conclusion that this is definitely not gender specific or patriarchy or matriarchy specific. This is a human thing that, that's happening on this planet right now, because people are simply wounded and people have no information about things, and people don't know that sexual energy is very important energy, and sexual energy can do a lot of things. If you know how to use your sexual energy, you can do like really big things. And if you misuse it, you can get destroyed also, because every person carries an energy. And sexual exchange is a very time consuming, because it doesn't happen sometimes just like that. There is a background to it. Even people who go to nightclubs and they, want to pick up someone from the bar, how they say it, like, I picked up this person from the bar. It's not only limited to that, it's like you are a certain type of person who can pick up people from the bar, and it's not just once or twice. You're doing it all the time. It's very natural and a very normal thing. Not natural, but very normal thing for a lot of people that they're able to do it. So how they live their lives is like, they work Monday to Friday, or, sometimes some people drink like every day, after every evening after work, they have to drink. So these are all heavy duty energies, drinking every day. Alcohol is very heavy energy. Non-vegetarian food is very heavy energy. Junk food is very heavy energy once again. And so many other things, put together. They're all very, like downward pulling energies. But then on the front, they have to show that, hey, I'm this very attractive, very happy. In reality, they're lonely. They are by themselves. They feel that, sex is the only thing we can get. Like, so they will, and I know people, again, personally, I knew a lot of people, and back then, I think 10 years back, there was a big culture. People used to go a lot to the nightclubs, whether it was America, whether it was India, Friday night, Saturday night, this night, that night. It was very popular. Thanks to 2020 and the pandemic, things have changed, but people in ascension, for me, things started changing back then only. Around 2009 and 2010, I was sort of getting over with these things, like I was actually questioning what's the need of it, why do we do it, why do we have to go out, why is it so important to party every Friday night, every Saturday, why weekend has to be celebrated like this. And a lot of it is connected to the world of romance, people meeting, dating, going out. You dress up for other people, or you dress up what's in trend. A certain amount of skin show is important, or certain amount of talking in a certain manner is important, sounding very attractive, looking very attractive. So one more girl actually once told me that she used to like sleep with, and no judgment to anyone because I'm not taking anybody's names, but these experiences are very, very important in all of our lives right now as I channel this or as I relay this information to you. So there was this girl many years back, and she used to like North Indian men a lot. And she told me that, these North Indian men, they look very good. They look like huge and well built and very handsome and all. But, in the morning after the one night stand is over, it's very sad because they don't look like that anymore. They look like very normal guys in the boxers walking around and calling their mom, or like doing this or doing that and acting like very cranky. But I wanted to tell her, which I could not tell her because I was very young at that time also. I wanted to tell that lady, that girl, that why would you forget about the North Indian or South Indian or East Indian or American or British or this or that. Men and women literally are the same almost everywhere. Why do you have to, you're looking for what? At the night time, she says that they look very nice, very attractive. First of all, you're drunk at that time. You're high at that time. You're not in your senses at that time. And you pick up someone or someone picks you up, whichever way. It's very clear. The expectation is very clear. It's just about one FUCK. That's it. So why are they going to present any other picture to you when it's done? So a lot of men and women, they actually expect the person they are with to be the same after they've gone through the process of fornication. Then they're like, now this person is not nice anymore. When I met them first, they were different. They were always like this. They just needed to get laid, and that's it. So they had to dress up. They had to look good. Now, when all of this is over, and there are people who start pursuing a spiritual path or a path of inner work, they sort of are doing same things, but the time has extended. Well, let me explain it to you. Everybody is looking for romance, okay? Because if you're looking for true love, then this would be the last thing on your mind, okay? Now, this is again no judgment because we need to work on ourselves, I'm not going to say things that only please you. Lots of people are there on the internet, Twinflame healers and coaches and guides and people doing channelings. They just want to please you. That's good too, you can be positive for a while, but then you need to actually do some kind of scientific research to actually solve your problem. If I tell you, be positive, it's going to be fine, this guy's your twin flame, he's going to change, be positive, will it help you in the current moment? No. If somebody is continuously sleeping around, how does this be positive? He is your twin flame. In fact, you're going through all of this because you think he's a divine masculine. How is it possible that a person who's sleeping around with so many people and most probably secretive about it and is also in a commitment with someone at the same time, which is the person who's asking this question, is a divine masculine? Why would you give a label of divinity to someone and then make your own life so difficult? Your own life has become difficult because you've put a person on the pedestal and you've started calling them divine even when they're openly cheating on your face. This is what they're up to. and there is confrontation, and there is blame game, and there is excuses. Whenever you find out that somebody is cheating on you and you're not okay with it, you should just stop right there. And I know a lot of you would have a deep urge to get a personal reading right now if you are going through this situation, to just find out whether this person is your twin flame or not. Maybe it's a false twin, because there's nothing divine in a man who's cheating on you continuously, or a woman. She can't be a divine feminine, If it's really like that important, the relationship, for them, they will not hide about it from you. They'll give you that open option, and they'll tell you that, look, I have met someone who's a nice person. I would like to pursue that person too. But at the same time, I don't want to leave you. And this is a commitment from my side that I'm not going to leave you ever, because I cannot leave you. But I also like talking to this person, hanging out with this person. Like, there will not be any secrets, And I don't know, as you go higher and higher, you realize that all of this sexual stuff is just really very heavy. It's a heavy frequency to be in. And I'm not saying that you should not involve in any kind of behavior, any kind of sexual behavior. But I think it should not be sexual, but it should be more towards love and support. Because, intercourse is not the only thing. Intercourse is not everything. And when you put labels like divine masculine and divine feminine and twin flame, these are very high powered labels to even give. First of all, a lot of people ask me this question, why this label is so important. So I tell them it's just been put over there for ease of communication. Okay, otherwise, I'm sure if somebody is actually a twin flame, they'll never take it as a superiority thing. Never. They'll actually try to sort of lay low about it. Like, they'll not be very in the face. A lot of people are I never spoke to my family ever about twin flames. Never. From the very beginning, I would talk to them about love and unconditional love, and there's the term ultimate soulmate. The concept was discussed here and there, but I never discussed twin flames with them or any of the things that I do here. I've never spoken about any of these things. Although I come from a family with lots of people in the past who had intuitive gifts. So yes, we would talk about intuitive gifts. We would talk about other worlds, realms and dimensions, but never this. And when I started working on this subject, there were many things, which I felt like talking about it to them. I was like, no, they won't be interested and they won't like it and it's going to be a waste. But I've seen people have told me that, we talk about twin flame, the subject, to my family members and they think we are crazy. Or I talked about it to my best friend, or I talked about it to my husband, or I talked about it to my boyfriend or girlfriend, and they just did not understand it. They found it a bit weird. That's because they are not in that frequency. They don't want to resonate with it because they cannot resonate with it. They have nothing to do with it. You resonate with this word and this term and this whole, energy around it because you are the one who has the seed of it. So you need to first of all, ask this question. Do you want to be with a person who's constantly sleeping around with others? Because they would be sleeping around with others plus you. So you would be getting the energy of all the people they sleep around with and them, and you would be exchanging that with your energy. Because that's how it works. We always exchange energy, then we have those people's energy in us. And this is like the best way to get good energy in return of bad energy also sometimes. Like a lot of people who are very depressed and who are very sad, they put up a happy face and they go out in places, they look for happy people, they look for, people who are actually genuinely nice because they can figure out, who is and who's not. Because they have it in them, so they know it. Who's faking it to be happy. And when they meet these innocent, beautiful people, they'll tell them stories like how much they love them and how much they want to be with them and how much this and that and blah, blah, blah. In fact, Another story, there was this girl I met once. She was a traveler and she was sharing it with me after I discussed with her how con men and fake teachers can do a lot of bad things to people. And she said, well, this reminds me about, my experience. So she was traveling and she met one teacher who was teaching Tantra. Okay, Tantra, some kind of sexual science, according to him. He was saying that. And so she was basically volunteering. So the whole day she would work for him. And then he would be teaching all the boys, and she was the only girl over there, okay? And she was a foreigner on top of that. Later on, he started telling the girl that, you know what, I'll teach you separately because you are the one who wants to learn the most. And she was also like very eager, to learn Tantra and sexual Tantra and all that. And he was like, yeah, I'll teach you. And then he would tell her to stop or to wait for him in the night time in his room instead of teaching. So first he would teach her, like literally, that this is a posture you should do and that is a posture you should do, and this is this angle or that angle, like the moves and all. So he would make it sound very technical and very like as if he's educating her, but he was just having sex with her continuously every night. And then after some time, even she was not liking it. She felt very sick in her stomach and she would feel like very disgusted because she could realize that now he's having fun with her. Now he would just tell her that, tonight I'll teach you something new. So I think that there are people who are very innocent and there are people who are very stupid also, because they get fooled by so many people in their life in the name of love. People tell them that, what, I love you, I'll live with you, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. Or sometimes like how people just before the one night stand, they dress up well, they wear nice clothes, they say the right things. Similarly, there are people who trap men and women just for their fun. They know that they will not marry this person, they know that they are not in for the long haul, but they just want to be with that person, they know it, that I want to be with this person. This person, if they match my checklist, then I'll think about it. But right now, I just want someone or someone amazing that can quench my thirst. I mean, I'm just making it sound a bit nicer, but actually it's quite evil in that sense. So they are like, what, I love you, you're the best, you're the most beautiful. And initially, everything looked nice. Okay, everything is nice in the initial dates. Even this game is very nice because they enjoy playing this game with someone who's going to get trapped. Let's see how long this person takes to get trapped. And more than anything else, for some people, it's the idea of making another person fall in love with them and go crazy for them, like crazy, lose everything, lose all their senses, lose all their mind, lose all their control, lose all their reality, lose their vision, plot in life, priority, goals, lose everything and just follow this person blindly. They want that. This is a very strong type of drug or energy that some people feed on. They don't like just the act of it, but they like to see people going crazy for them because it gives them an ego massage. And imagine men and women who sleep with a lot of people. They actually take it like an ego massage, that I am making so many people go crazy for me. So many people want me. So many people need me. And they need me for this. If I am not going to spend intimate time with them, because they see it as intimacy, okay? Intimacy is not this. Intimacy is whole lot of things, Intimacy, when you actually start experiencing intimacy in real life, you will not find this type of intimacy to be even a close match to it, So people want intimacy, and most people are mentally sick on this planet. Mental health is the biggest concern of this planet right now. That's the reason why people need to heal the feminine and masculine. That's the reason why people need to get educated by those people who understand the difference. People who can act with discernment and they can easily say that this is an act of love and this is an act of lust. And the more inner work you do, the more smarter you become, the more wiser you become. It's going to take you a second to figure out what's an act of lust and what's an act of love. It will not be a big thing for you. Okay. So how to deal with them? Now you need to first ask this question, that do you want to be in this kind of setup? Just because you assume, because who told you that this person is your twin flame or your divine masculine or divine feminine? Who told you that? Did you find it out on your own? Did you think that your intuition was guiding you? And even if your intuition was guiding you, do you think that a divine masculine or a divine feminine or a twin flame is perfect? Because if they are not, then they cannot be given that pedestal. Maybe they have the potential, but they are not ready right now. Maybe they are not there right now. They might take another 5 years or 10 years. And if you're going to continue to hang around with them despite their bad behavior, they might never turn into a divine person because they are in such low, heavy energies. And as you are also involved with such people, even you cannot grow any further. You cannot grow any further also because you are still codependent on people who are codependent on so many people at the same time for energy. They cannot create their own energy, so they need to be with so many people to get their energy and feel happy and feel good. But at the end of the day, everybody is sort of depressed. They're just pretending to be happy. So it's a lot of strange energy exchange going on everywhere. Sometimes people don't know why they're upset. They may be involved with a lot of people, so they keep draining out their energy. And to refill that energy, they need like someone even better. Someone who's going to love them unconditionally, accept them no matter what. That's the kind of energy they will also need. So that's why many people, when they tell me that the masculine ran away or he keeps running away, so the masculine energy can be in women as well as men. Okay, so there's no such thing as it's only in a man or only in a woman. So, okay, the runner ran away and then the runner came back. And as soon as they came back, they wanted me badly. And they would even say things like, oh, thank God I have you back in my life. Oh, I was really praying for this. Oh, it's the best with you. You're the best person. You're the this and you're that. Why do they say these kind of statements? Because they were with all bad experiences. One night stands are not always beautiful and nice as how they show in the movies. On the dating apps, on these Tinder and matchmaking, I don't know what's it called. All these apps, they will show the advertisement is very colorful, full of happy faces, full of happy people. They even do a lot of activities, to make it more popular and remove the stigma around it. But all sad people are on it. Everybody is looking for something. And everybody wants to be with a good-looking person, an attractive person, no matter how they are. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to sort of carve out their personality or become a better version of themselves. But they look for someone else for validation. So if somebody is going to swipe right on me, or somebody is going to say, hey, you look great. So all of this is sexual energy harvestation. All of these places are harvesting sexual energy, and on a big level it's happening. Because all these people who are just looking for someone, they'll keep looking for someone all the time because they're in those energies. Until and unless they don't get out of those energies and they start working on becoming independent. So you want to ask me how to deal with it. The final piece to this is forgiveness. You again have to understand, do you want to be with this type of person as how they are, or do you want to totally forget who they are and then create a new reality? And then all the law of attraction stuff will come into it, which sounds very easy when you look at it or when you listen to it, do affirmations and do this and do that and recreate this person and that person, but it's not so easy. So it's better to follow the route of surrender, because when you surrender, you let universe decide for you who is better for you, who's best for you. You don't question it all the time with your limited belief system, with your programming that is always running your life. And when you forgive people, sometimes you just forgive people also when you have to move on. Also when you have to get out of that situation. But it's so difficult because the anger keeps coming in that you're betrayed. Say you're not a person who had lust or anything. You simply loved this person truly. You were the innocent one. And this person kept telling you, okay, I'll change, but they never change. They're still the same. So you also need to live in peace, okay? So forgiveness helps you to live in peace. And forgiveness will actually help you see that a person has changed. Some people are very difficult to forgive because they keep doing new things. Like you forgive them for one thing and it's very toxic and very annoying habit, then they'll come up with something new. Then new. Sometimes masters tell us that, if a person is in your life and they are irritating you, annoying you, you're trying your level best to be nice to them, to forgive them. But not only, such people have a lot of fear in them, but they also have this habit or this attention seeking that they know how to, press your plug points, they know what to do to you in order to get a reaction from you. So they want the reaction from you and they can also predict you. They also want to scare you because they themselves are scared. Understand it that they are insecure people and they want to make others around them also insecure. So they keep acting in certain ways, sometimes on purpose and sometimes it's just their energy. That's how their energy. They're full of fear. They want a lot of attention. They drain a lot of energy. And when you stop caring for them and when you stop bothering for them, they will act like the victim. They will act like the martyr. They'll act like, you are the worst person. Even when you want to teach them a lesson or when you want to do nice things for them or whatever it is, there are some people who have this energy that they annoy you. As simple as that. Now, it can be to a higher degree or it can be to a lower degree. Lower degree, we can manage, we keep forgiving and we say, okay, this person's nature is like that. But when it comes to a higher degree, we find it hard to accept it. But it should not be hard. That's how their nature is. To create annoyance, to seek attention, to make others insecure so that others would chase them. So you need to understand that first, you have to forgive yourself for making choices like this. Secondly, because you did not know any better, you chose a person like that. Now you love this person, you want them to be nice to you, but they are not being nice to you. And yet you have to go through all this. So you want to forgive them because they are also not perfect. Nobody is perfect. The best reason to forgive others is that they are not perfect and they are also under some kind of programming. They were taught to be like this. And when you forgive them, you will not expect anything from them. Or these two things can happen simultaneously. And how to forgive? People are asking me question, how to forgive? Many people have asked me this question, like how to do it. It's so hard. It's so hard. You just have to do it. You just have to forgive. Like there's no process, there's no formula for forgiveness. It's in your head. Like, do you want to be with such people or not? Is it good for your mental health? Is it good for your physical health? Are you that codependent that you're willing to be with people like this? And then you call them twin flames and divine masculine and divine feminine and sacred masculine, sacred feminine. You are the ones who are giving them these labels without even knowing, without even testing them properly whether they even deserve this label or not. They're not even your employee, that you can scold them or shout at them when they make mistakes. Here, the person has so much ego that if you tell them that, hey, you did wrong to me, they'll say, okay, fine, leave. Go away. I don't need you. You are just a problem creator. The men who are very egotistical and the men who are extremely promiscuous, if you ever go and tell them that you did wrong to me, you can't do this to me, you said that you love me, blah, 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 he will say, I don't think I can be with you. You're too much of a problem. I need peace in my life. They'll actually make it sound like it's your fault. And same goes for the women. They'll actually tell the man that you're not good enough. That's why I have to do all this. And I'm trying to please you. I'm trying to keep you happy. I'm having an affair because I can't deal with this situation. So dangerous these people are. And they are not just dangerous for others. They're dangerous for themselves. And when I say danger, I also mean emotional danger. It's a lot of pain. So imagine if they are playing all these games, getting all these people to sleep with them, making all this effort, Just think about it. How much ego and first of all, how much ego they have. And secondly, how much time and energy they just spend on getting validation from other people. And you want validation from a person who needs validation from so many people. Do yourself a favor and ask this question to yourself, whether you want to even be around such a person or not. And if yes, you still want to, then you don't have to ask me how to forgive. You just have to forgive. You have to accept it, that this is how they are. This is what they do. This is what it is. This is the truth. Accept the truth as it is. Don't ask questions. Don't try to justify it. Don't just say that, oh, maybe he was just sleeping on the bed and a vagina fell on top of him at the right angle, at the right place. Don't justify it. Sometimes women start blaming other women. You broke my home. You did this to me. You are the culprit. My man was very nice. I can tell you one thing. You should not be in it, first of all. If you're in a situation like that, in a relationship like that, you should not be in a relation. That's not even a relationship. A relationship is about support and about being there for each other, about wishing that, people should thrive. Relationship is not there to pull each other down. If it's there to pull each other down, and if it's there to just sort of fill in the gaps and, fill in those energies, the codependent energies, then it's not a relationship. Then it's just I scratch your back and you scratch mine. As simple as that. So no expectation should be kept, first of all. Number one, no expectations. If you still want to continue with this person, don't have any expectation whatsoever. For future, for present. The less you will expect from them, the better you will feel. Secondly, you need to take them off the pedestal. I don't know who told you if they are your twin flame or they're your divine masculine or divine feminine, but they clearly don't sound so divine. But if you still intuitively feel that they have a good, heart and they are just programmed, and everybody is programmed. If somebody is programmed, if you're also programmed, but you remain in the programming, then you can never fix. So to get out of the programming, you only have to make the effort. And for that, person has to be self-motivated. So you have to wait for them to become self-motivated, and only then they can change. Because till the time they think that whatever they are doing is right, they will not change, they will not shift. Okay, so that's the third thing that you need to think about. Fourth thing is, what is more important for you, romance or inner work? Becoming a better version of yourself, finding out what the truth of your life is on planet Earth, asking very big questions and doing that type of inner work, or just being stuck in these traps of, sexual energy exchange and getting validation. And don't tell me that only that person is lustful. You also have to be lustful to be with such people. And there should not be any shame in accepting that, yes, I am operating from the level of lust and not the level of love. Because if you were also on the level of love, then frankly, them sleeping with 100 people will also not bother you. You know that? They can do whatever they want, but it will not bother you, and you will not look for sexual intimacy. Because you know that they're getting it from elsewhere, or they're doing this, or they're that type of person. You're going to be just there if you really care for them. But if you are a good-looking, attractive woman who's not pursuing them, chances are high that they will try to pursue you too. And then you can ask them these questions like, how loyal are you? Or what's your future plan? Why are you pursuing me? What happened to those people that you were with all this while? You have been sexually active for a long time. How do you manage this with so many people? Because I'm not like that. You have to say these things to them. And if you're satisfied with their answers, only then, you should think about something. Because they are definitely chasing you at that time, and they don't even see it as chasing. They're very smart. That's why I use the word pursue. They will pursue you. And if you'll not agree to them, you'll not get trapped by them, then they'll look for someone else. That's how these people work. And again, it's because lack of spirituality, adhyatmikta in their life. Adhyatmic people or clearly spiritual people don't do these things. So even you need to ask this question to yourself, that why am I becoming a match to this type of a reality? If he was so nice, he would have been loyal. He's not. And even in those cases where he is really stupid, he can get manipulated by someone, he can get seduced, then too, do you think you want to be with such people? Okay, maybe once it can happen, twice it can happen, maybe, but not all the time. Not all the time. Okay, so for personal situations, you can check out the description box. And if you have the urge of talking to someone, getting hand holding, getting correct advice, speaking to someone who has authority on this subject, then you can check out all the information, and only when you're sure, then sure that yes, I want to take a session or I want to book therapy, then you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. Kindly do not share your twin flame ascension journey or the experience in advance with me, because we use certain tools that help us to reach to the actual truth with the help of spirit guides and masters and some other techniques. Alright, so I'll see you soon in another one. One love and peace out.